Welcome, everyone, to Influential Leadership Tips. My name is Dave Miller.
And I'm John Hadley. And Dave, one of the things that I was thinking about this week is about how you approach situations, how as a leader, and how you can tend to bias things, to get into like your own hidden biases and assumptions. And whereas if you come about things from a more of an aspect of curiosity and asking questions, you can avoid that. This came a quote from the president of Swarthmore College, Valerie Smith. She was talking about some early leadership lessons that she learned, and she talked about that she really needed to listen to people more carefully, however much I might think I knew what a situation required. And I think that's a really important point, because oftentimes we think we know the answer. And we want to cut to the chase. As a leader, we're supposed to make quick decisions. We're supposed to be able to, provide great advice right away and leadership. But a lot of times leadership is holding back a little bit. Someone comes to you with a situation. I think about with Helene and I. My tendency is she's asking me about a problem she faces, and she wants a solution. So it's very easy for me to jump to, well, have you tried this? Have you tried this? Have you tried this? Well, really what she wants is to process things more. And so if instead I asked a few questions and said, well, what have you tried? What has led to this? How have you gotten to this place? It really opens things up. And I avoid jumping in with my own hidden assumptions.
Yeah, I mean, we teach this a lot in our influence course and selling course, not to try to solve the problem too soon, because we all make assumptions, as you're saying. So when someone comes to you like with a problem, it's easy to jump right into consulting, problem-solving mode, where you're going to develop that person more and also get a better solution in terms of their long-term growth, if you involve them in the process by asking some questions. So someone comes to you and says, hey, I'm trying to deal with this situation. What do you think I should do? You could tell them what you think you should do, or you could say, well, tell me more about what's going on, what's led to this.
Right.
What's your gut tell you? Turn it back on them. Let them, because you're trying to develop them too in terms of taking responsibility and ownership of things, so they don't run to you with every problem as well. So there's a lot of pieces that make questions a really nice tool for a leader. And I think you might have a different homework exercise, John, but I'm thinking one thing I would suggest is, for the next week, if anyone comes to you with a problem, before you opine, position, anything, ask at least one question, but preferably two or three.
Yeah, I quite often have a client who says, well, what do you think I should do? Or what do you think about this situation? And if I overcome my natural tendency to just jump in and say, well, let me tell you what I think, and instead say, well, it's a really interesting problem. Tell me more about this aspect of it. I often find that initial reaction I might have had may not be the best solution anyway, because I don't really understand the situation as much as I think I do. I've assumed I have some hidden bias in the way I might look at it. But once I start probing further, I find out more to it. But also the other person, they develop their skills in thinking about it. And a lot of times just asking those questions, they're like, even if you never give them any advice, you've just asked them a lot of questions. A lot of times it's, wow, this was really helpful. Those were really good questions that got me thinking about it. I think I know what I'm going to do now. That's the optimal situation where, you've gotten someone to be able to think about things a little differently.
Yeah. And it's a real interesting thing to try, where if someone says, what do you think? To just say, it sounds like really kind of simple and dumb, but just to say, I don't know, what do you think? And it's amazing that people will go right into what they think And then you could either say, hey, it sounds pretty good to me, and they go off their merry way, or you could ask a couple more questions. Just say, well, why do you think that's a great way to go?
Yeah.
But
Have you ever thought about this aspect of it, or what do you think about that? Yeah.
remember, questions direct someone's focus.
Mm-hmm.
So they are, and we've said this on many videos, a totally underused, powerful tool.
Yep. Yep. So I would agree that what you're suggesting is homework. Come at these situations instead of as I should throw in my advice. Think of them as puzzles, and think of asking a few questions that really help you both understand the situation a little better, and see where that leads. I think that will be a really good result.
Sounds great.
So look forward to talking with you all next week.
And until then, be influential.